CCB Countryfile is a bit of a new venture which can be found on the CCB online community. It has links to GCSE Agriculture and Land Use course and also certain elements of GCSE, AS and A2 biology courses. But in some cases it's just about adventures and different projects that I am undertaking with my family while we are in isolation. So if you think it would be of interest to you, please tune in and we'll try and post every week or fortnight with different projects. So one of the other projects we have ongoing at the minute would be the pet lambs. So we have 6 in total. Those of you who were in my class will know that we sold our sheep earlier in the year with the idea of getting some pedigree lambs and pedigree sheep, and that is still the intention. But at the minute we are just using these pet lambs as a bit of a project. So there are 4 girls and 2 boys, and basically the just this wee one here. Basically the reason we can have sheep is that we are registered with the department. We have a flock ID and a business address and a business ID, and that allows us to transfer and buy in stock whenever we need it. So the girls so far have random names. I think one of them's Teresa, one's May, one's Maggie, one's Lizzie. The boys, this is Old MacDonald, and the other boy is Leo. So you can tell that I haven't chosen the names of the lambs, but they are chosen by the kids. 2 different ways of feeding. So the younger ones, as you can see, Old MacDonald, are being bottle fed. And the older ones are being fed with a bucket. They're just fed a replacement milk, and the milk is poured into the bucket and they drink it basically till it's empty. And they are fed about 3 or 4 times a day. They were fed 5 times last week, but they're fed about 3 or 4 times this week. You might notice that their tails have little rings on them. Let's see if we have a look here at Teresa. Teresa was just she just has a ring on her tail. That was so they've got little rings on them. This is to allow the tail to be docked, because that stops this type of parasite that causes fly strike. The way you do it is using this kind of mechanism here. So basically it's a little rubber ring and you squeeze it and it goes along the tail, and what then happens is the tail will eventually drop off, and it seems to be a relatively painless way of docking the tails. It's also used to castrate the males, and if you're not going to be using them for breeding purposes. Alright girls, other things to notice with regards to them, if we just take Teresa again because she's the youngest. So they have iodine sprayed on their belly. Basically the iodine is sprayed on their navel cord. So their navel cord, or their umbilical cord here, would be the part where they're attached to their mummy whenever they're in the womb. And whenever they come out, they have it cut, or they have it sprayed, with iodine, and that reduces the chances of infection. So there's a good close-up of Teresa having a good look at you. So these are different types of lambs. So we have some crossbreds. So these guys here are all crossbreds of Charlies with mules. So a mule would be a crossbred in itself, and they have a little bit of a type of sheep called Kerry Hill in them as well. These ones here, these wee white ones, are a Texel cross, and they would be used quite a lot for beef, or not beef, lamb and eating, because they basically put on weight quite quickly. So that is the lambs. You'll probably see them and see a bit more of them as they develop throughout the next few weeks.